So we're back on live. We're sorry for the interruption there, but hey, you know, if you have Spectrum, then you know exactly what I'm going through here tonight. So welcome to part 2 of our interview here. And again, Rudy, sorry about that.
No,
you know what I mean? Stuff happens, but as you were saying, man, you know, I had asked you if you ever went back to where you're from to kind of reflect. And you told me you kind of stay in that area.
I very, very, very frequently visit the places that where I grew up from. I go and visit old neighbors. You know, some of the neighbors that are still there. You know, and they're senior up in age now. And I go in there, and every once in a while I stop by and. You know, and I get off the truck and, hey, Miss Aurora, hey, Miss Dora, hey, you know, and they're just like, man, the happiest people to see me, you know, and, hey, te vi acá, te vi aquí, hey, me dijeron que this and me dijeron que that. Don't believe everything you hear. But anyway, yeah, I'm here and there, whatever. And it's just great, man, to go back to those grassroots, you know, go back to my roots of the West Side and come back and visit those people. Some are, you know, some have passed, some are still there, some are still there, like literally not doing nothing, you know, just with a bunch of more gray hair and, you know, and just, you know, and then I pass by through the streets and some are just, you know, man, abandoned or just, you know, just forgotten, you know, and, you know, and I just to remind me, and the reason why I do that, Bumper, and I'm going to tell you honestly, is that to remind me of what I don't want to be, like what I want. That's why I work so hard to not go back in life, but to keep throwing help, and I keep throwing all those hook lines, and they're just like, every time I go and help the community in the West Side, they're like hook lines, man, hoping to try to save one of those and hoping to try to save another one, you know, and because I never had that, because I didn't have that. I didn't have those influences. I didn't have people coming to my house and, you know, I mean, granted that, yes, we, you know, like right now we do so many food drives and so many toy giveaways and all that, because I was in those lines, man. I was in those lines, you know, getting free food and running to a toy when they were giving us away, and we get there, ya no había nada, or just not enough, you know. And so now that I'm able to do that, man, I do it with a grateful heart, man, and hoping to try to give some inspiration to one of those kids. Because if it was for the kids or the children, they wouldn't choose to live there. You know, they choose to live in the Dominions and the Stone Oak, or up here in the Northeast side, right here, like where Bumper lives, you know. But they don't have a choice in life, you know. Sometimes those parents, they're not considered the kids, and sometimes it's very unfortunate. They're in situations where it's either, you know, the drugs or the kids, man, and they're gonna decide on their drugs, man, and they leave the kids. No necesitas ese juguete, but you need your drug. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people, man. I've seen it all, bro. I've seen it. I've seen the ODs. I've seen the, you know, the prostitution. I've seen the families getting beat up, violence in the homes. You know, I've seen it all, man. And you know, and I live with that because I've survived that, you know. And now that I've survived it and that I'm doing better in life, I just remind myself all the time, you know, like, hey, man, just go back and help that one kid that you saw, or hey, go back and do this, or go back and do that, you know. It's now that we're talking about that, there was a time here, I don't know if you saw the video or not, but I was on my way to Home Depot, I think it was, or something, and I was going through La Calle Presa, right, and there was a couple of kids selling sodas there in the corner.
I'm going to stop you. Mm-hmm. Don't get there yet. I'm going to stop you. No.
Okay, so
I saw that video. Okay. And that was one of the things where I really I sat back in my desk and I was like, man, what would make a human being do that, right? Because you see it every day. It's like you said, you pass by these people all the time. You know what I mean? Everybody's trying to make a buck, and you know, like you said, you're just trying to hook somebody, help somebody out. And I didn't mean to cut your story off, but I wanted to emphasize to the viewers that this is what I'm talking about. This is why I have, you know, Rudy Lopez on my show tonight, because it's not about, hey, look at me, this is what I'm doing, right? This dude is sincere. I was talking to my son's barber today, and I mentioned that you were coming on the show. He's like, man, what a great dude. what a great dude. I've known him he's known about you for a long time, and he said, I always remember him coming to the hood, and he's always taking care of like the kids and stuff. So I'm gonna let you continue with the story, but I just wanted the viewers to really just sit back and like listen to this story. You put it on, it's on Facebook or YouTube?
Yeah, we put it on Facebook, but then it just went viral.
Yeah, it went viral.
Yeah, it went viral.
So what happened?
So I was, I'm again my typical, in a hurry up and go on. And we're working. The guy's working somewhere, I don't remember, and it's like, okay, I'll go get it home. I'll be right back, and here I am in a hurry, and I just happened to, because I normally don't even go through press, right? I always get military and go to the Home Depot there in Brooks, or very rare to Fair, but I don't know why. I turned. I was like, I'm gonna go to Fair, so I cut through press and I'm going, and I just boom, I fly through. But in a glimpse, I saw a couple of kids, and I saw a kid holding a sign, and it was obviously, I knew that he was selling something, so I just saw him, and I saw him in the rearview mirror. When I saw in the rearview mirror, I remember him. He had the sign, and I remember him just like putting it down, and like nodded his head, like, man, like what do you call it? Like at that one moment, I saw, how can I say it? Like, I guess I saw myself just getting rejected as many times as I've asked for help in life. People just passed us by, man, and rejected us. And
got some tissues. No,
I'm good, Dad. I'm good. And and I just, so many. When I saw him in the rearview mirror, I was like, damn, like, man, you imagine this kid's been here like I don't know how long, and how many cars have passed him in his life or today, and nobody has, like, I didn't know. I just figured myself, right? I said, but when I saw the rearview mirror, I saw myself, and I said, man, like, in his face of just bien agüitao, man, and just put the sign down. Like, he was not acting because he didn't know I was looking at him, because I was already I had already passed him,
right.
And I said, man, like, how many people have passed today and not one have stopped, or maybe I don't know, and I don't know, maybe they have, but you know what? It's my opportunity to make that life, guys, better. And if I don't care how in a hurry I am or where I need to be, that kid needs me right now. So, man, I stopped and I made the U-turn, and I saw from far. Thank you. I saw from far, man. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna watch this guy. To see if he's sincere, right? I'm gonna watch him to see if he's real, or he's not acting. Because there was 2 or 3 kids there, 2 little Mexicanos and a negrito, and so I started recording him, right? And I said, I'm gonna watch him, and I'm gonna see what he's about. So I recorded him, right? And I said, I just put a little voice on. I was like, I was going to Home Depot, and I saw these kids here, man, and I just, he has a sign. Obviously, he has an ice chest. He must be selling some sodas or water, right? He's not selling beer, because if not, man, everybody would have stopped already. So I pull up, and I go against the traffic, and I pull right next to him, right? And here I come in my truck, and I pull right next to him, roll down the window, and I'm recording him. I say, hey, man, what's up? What are you doing? Nah, we're here selling sodas and waters. And I was like, you're selling sodas and waters? And I'm recording him. I said, man, and how many of you sold today, right? And I'm here, thank you, sir. I'm here, like, excited for them. Man, how many of you sold? Still with some kind of motivation, right, for him. And he looked at me, he's like, man, sir, we ain't sold nothing. We've been here all day, and we haven't sold not one, and this and that, all our $8. And I said, man, you ain't sold nothing? And it was already, in the afternoon. And I said, well, you know what, man? Your luck's about to change, Count how many sodas you got in that ice chest. And he's like, what? And I go, yeah, count them. Y'all count them. Hurry up together. They open it, and they're like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. And there's 14, sir, or 16 or something, or 14, I think it was. 14, man, there's a lot, sir. There's 14, and I'm thinking, and I said, you know what, man, today's your day. I'm going to buy them all from you, And they're like, what? Yeah, I'm going to buy them all from you, man. You know what? Here, man, here's $20, right, for you right now. There's $20. I'm going to buy you all the sodas and waters in there. What? And he tells you, oh, what? Yeah, man, this dude saying he's going to buy them all, and they're excited. And I'm recording them, right? And you can see the smile on their face, bro, from year to year. And then I said, but you know what? I'm going to do something even better for you guys. I'm going to teach you how life works in this situation. I said, but look, I'm going to buy them from you. And as I'm buying them from him and I'm paying him, this guy stops too over here and he sees me. I guess so he comes and gives him like $5 to him. And he just comes and gives him $5 and walks away. And so I think it's great. I mean, it's cool that he gave him $5, but wait a minute. Tell him something of the 5 or 8 good job or something. Right. 5 and he left, He just really came to, fuck up my video because he walked in and walked out, right? But anyway, he comes in and he gives him 5 whatever. And I said, you see me, huh? I said, look, I just gave you 20. There's another 5. That's 25 already. I said, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you something better. I said, I'm going to give you this. I bought them all. Now I want you to turn around and you bless somebody else, man. Get those sodas on. You give them to somebody else, and pay it forward from there, and it's going to be good, man. But do this and take it and help somebody in your life, whatever. That's it. And they were happy. You sure you don't want it? No, I don't want it, man. You enjoy your day, whatever. So, they were so happy, man, and excited. And I recorded them. And then, I left. Thought nothing of it, thought nothing. I left, whatever. But it made me feel so good, It was the best $20 I had spent, all weekend. And so then I left and I didn't put nothing. I just put on Facebook, like, man, it brought back memories, of like when I was younger, like, man, what I would do to sell something or.
What you would do to hustle.
No, dude, or le robaba a mi abuelita algo, and sell it, or sell it to my aunt, and my aunt would come back and say, mira, este cabrón me robó. No te lo robé, grandma, nomás te lo guardé, and I forgot, I didn't know it was yours. Didn't you give it to me? And, something like that. But it's just the hustle in life itself, and how I wanted to be I wanted to teach them a lesson, not just. I could have just given this way and give me a soda and fuck, they're not my kids, not worry about it. But those kids, give them an inspiration or maybe give them some kind of entrepreneur motivation that they might be a business owner one day or something. I might work for them one day. We don't know.
You don't know, man.
We
That's
don't know, man. Life takes us. And, and that video just kept going, bro. And that day I put it on Facebook and, I think they just whoever my circle is. And then they shared it. And then we had like, that first night, it was like, I think like 5,000 views or whatever. And I was like, I'll let you know 5,000 views on this video. And then the next morning I woke up and there was like 17,000. And then the next day was like 50,000. And then I was like, what? And it just kept going from there, bro. Dude, 2 months later, 3 months later, it was like at 17, 18 million views, bro. People were calling me from like California, Washington, New York, Florida, people that knew me from like the conventions and the cruises and upstate where we do events and stuff. They recognize my voice right away. And they're like, they would send me all these messages. Rudy, this is you, bro. Look, this has been shared by so-and-so and then so-and-so. And then famous people started sharing it. Yeah. And then they started sharing it and it went from there. And man, it was amazing, bro. And I was like, wow, man, those are the best $20 I've ever spent on marketing. On marketing itself, that was the best $20, bro. And look at that, I have Lorenzo crying too, man. But it was great, But I say, I wish I had somebody like that. I wish I had a Rudy in my life when I was younger, man. That I wouldn't have suffered as much to get to where I'm at right now. I had to take the long road, bro. I had to take the long road to success. And now people tell me all the time, hey, Rudy, man, I want to be just like you. And I tell them, no, you won't be better than me. Be better than me, man. But if I could do something for you, then I'll do it. I'm probably one of the only promoters in San Antonio, bro, that hire local bands like as much as I do.
That's for sure.
Everybody always wants the big name bands, the big name bands, and the local bands call me. Aunque, man, oh my God, sometimes, pobrecito, man, no offense to nobody, but sometimes, your calling is just not music, pero
you don't want to be the guy to tell them that.
I just give you a chance. At least you can say, you know what, Rudy gave me that chance, or Rudy gave me that opportunity. And I have done it and there's a lot of people on our lives, that bands, that relationship that I have, man. But anytime that I can call or I need a band to play at a festival or for a donation or for an organization, those are the first ones to step up, bro. The local. I'm not all the promoters that come into the area or into San Antonio. First thing right away, they go after all the big ones, and they don't want the little ones because there's no money in the little ones. But I'd rather have all the little ones than one big one, bro. Because the one big one, he comes, takes all our money, and leaves us with the debt. Takes their money, my money, everybody's money. He's gone. But the little one stays here, and we all share the money. He takes a little. the staff takes a little, I take a little, everybody takes a little. But when I bring in these Intocable and these Signals and you name them, bro, I've had them all, man, in my life, And if I were to die today, I'd be happy because I have conquered and I have triumphed so much more than what my goals were. I had set some pretty damn, unrealistic goals, but I've surpassed those a long time ago, Bumper. Like I have literally sat here at table, drank a little vodka like we're drinking right now. I'm just getting into water, but I've drank at tables with very important people. Here just 2 years ago before the COVID, I was invited to the White House. I was at the White House eating with ambassadors of other countries.
Well, time out. Hold up.
Yeah.
You went to the White House to eat?
Dude, I was in the White House. I was right on Pelosi's desk like this.
No. Hey, but was it under Trump?
Under Trump's.
And you got invited to the White House to eat?
Dude, I'm sorry. Hold on.
It's ice. I promise.
It's ice. We were invited by a Latino coalition, and a national Latino coalition, and of business owners, Latino business owners, and I got an invite, and we went out there, and it was amazing. I mean, I was like a baby, dude. I was excited, man, because I'd never been to Washington to begin with, not even the Washington state of Washington or Menos Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Bro, and when I got there, man, and they picked us up and in armored vehicles, and they put us in a hotel, and I mean, Secret Service all over the place. It was like a movie, bro. Like, we were filming a movie, but it was real, man. And me, I always joke around, man. And dude, I have videos of me like being a fool inside the White House, and even with the staff, with the White House police there. And
they give you the look,
dude. No, at first they tried to, bro, but I broke them right away. And they're not supposed to take pictures. They're not supposed to take like selfies. They're not supposed to like conversate with guests of the White House.
Right.
But dude, they're real. They're human like us, man. And and how could they have to crack a smile? And this was before the mask thing. So I got plenty of them, man, and selfies, and they were like, okay, quick, they even pose and move out, and when we were walking through the whole White House tour and back in the famous Oval Office and everything, man. I mean, I was just in awe in the famous red carpet, in the
nostalgic,
stairs.
Man. Just
dude,
to be there where the forefathers of this country sat and put all our rules and what we live by, the Declaration of Independence, all that stuff.
It was amazing.
The Constitution, where all the presidents lived. It's crazy. Like you're in the area. I always, when I get around those places, I'm like, man, that person we learned about walked right here where I'm at. Yeah. Stood right here.
Those people are read about and
exactly.
studied, and this is it's real, man. This is it right here. And beautiful.
How many people, Rudy, were if you had to say how many people that were from like Latino business owners were invited?
There was about 50 from our group, 50 that were invited from our group, and then of course there was other chapters of the United States, but it was from the Texas chapter, and so I was very, very fortunate,
Did
to
you
be
get
invited.
to meet the man?
I didn't get to meet the man. Yeah, I met the vice president, of course. He there with us, and Vicente Fernandez was there with us. He performed private for us there. I got to meet, Ted Cruz was there. Not that it's exciting, but he was there, and several people, man. And it was the ambassador, I'm telling you, of Mexico, of other foreign countries. We went to the Mexican consulate, and we ate dinner one night at her, her chambers, her house, and and when we walked in, everything is, very private. When we went to her to the consulate, that was even more secluded, more private, and very few people went in there. And here they are picking you up and taking you into the gates there, and we walked in, first we had a little, a little chit chat room, and then they transferred us to another room, and then a little bit more chit chat, and then another. And I thought we were going to dinner, so I hadn't eaten nothing. Right, I was like, man, I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna eat that, $500 steak. When I get there, nada. We had them from one room with cookies and wine, and then they took us to another one, and I was like, hijo, man, where's the nearest? I wonder if I could just walk to a McDonald's from here. God dang, ya tengo hambre. And then went to another. Well, we didn't eat dinner till we got there at 5. We didn't eat dinner till 9 o'clock, And oh my God, hijo,
You're starving.
Ya mero le tiraba mordida al otro gordito que estaba al lado de mí, man, chinga. But we finally got it, and we went to these chambers, right? This huge room, like a palace, the dining room. And we got there, and everything's, very elegant, and servers all over the place. And we walked up, and you have your seat reserved, and it has a place card, it has your name on it, and my wife's name on there. And so when I was like, wow, man, at that point I was like, man, if I can say I made it, I made it, I'm here already, man. And that was me, that was for me.
Kid from the west side of San Antonio, sitting at the White House to have something to eat.
I just man, I'm done already, that's it. I couldn't get any better than that. I couldn't ask for more than that. And it was a very, very moving experience, and very privileged, and honored, and again, exciting. And that's something that I'll be able to live. And I've got all the pictures, and I've got all these, fun pictures that we had there too and stuff. And it was amazing, man. And I thank, the coalition for the opportunity. But yeah, I sat there and I called my mom. As a matter of fact, I called her. I think I remember we had already dinner or the next day, whatever. ¿Y dónde andas, mijo? Me dice que andas allá en el White House. Digo, ma, I made it, ma. Aquí estoy. She's like, no lo creo.
¿Y si lo miras? Si lo miras.
Ma, y dile, pues ya que estás ahí, dile que te arregle los papeles para la tía Concha y la tía Jiménez. Ma, y dile de Juanita que no puede cruzar y que por los dos niños. I said, ma. I can't fix nobody's papers, ma.
We're the worst. We're the worst, dude.
Hijo,
how is it? Think about it. Our people, as soon as you get, hey, bro, I got a job at Whataburger. Today is my first job. Hey, bro, can you hook me? Chinga, bro, I just started, bro. You don't even want me to give me a free meal, bro.
I ain't even ate myself. Ya quieres que te burgers.
But Rudy, you know what's cool, man, is that you just given us that story right there. Somebody who goes to your events, that's something to never know about you, bro. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. That's what I like about doing this, is that you get to learn. Mm-hmm. You get to learn a little bit about who you are. So let's go back a little bit, man. I'm kind of stuck where I love Tejano music. Mm-hmm. Tejano music is
that's who you
in
are.
My soul.
Yeah,
it's who I am. It's what I listen to. Anybody who knows me knows that's what I listen to, right? But how did you end up in the business that you're in now, as far as let's go back to being a promoter, right? Yep. And majority of promoters are Tejano and Mexican, regional Mexican groups. How did Rudy Lopez say, hey, you know what, today I think I'm just going to start being a promoter? Yeah. How does that happen?
Yeah, it happened. Growing up, it happened by chance, because growing up, my mom is still to this day, man. She's in the flea market business. She es pulguera, Teresa la Pulguera. She's always loved the flea market, man. And growing up, I've always helped her in the flea market. And I'm not ashamed to say, man, we've worked hard and we're blessed, but always been an honest living, man. Honest, hard work. And I know everybody at the flea market. All the flea markets know me, man. And again, we got raised. They've seen me get raised there at the Pulgas, and my mom grew. And as we grew, she installed that. I mean, she installed the morals and values. She installed the customer service part of it. She installed the hustle, to buy low and sell high. And she installed that in me. And when I would go with her to the flea market every Sunday religiously after church, I would see her buy that at the garage sale, for $5, and then come to the Pulga and sell it for $20. And I'm like, ma, lo compraste por $5 and you sold it for $20. Tú cállate, no digas nada, no me lo van a comprar. No, but I would be amazed, like, what? Like, you just, 4 times that? I mean, wow. And pues, you know what? I'm going to start doing that. So as I was 16, 17, yeah. Well, let me tell you, I had my first daughter when I was 14. Let me tell you that. Let me back that up, right?
So you had your first kid when you were 14?
I was 14, Bumper. I had a babysitter.
I'm going to stop you.
Yeah. Well, you beat me.
I'm going to shake your hand.
Oh.
Because I was 14 too.
Oh, really? Pinches mañosos. Yeah. Oh, hold on, let me wipe that. Just play now. I was 14, but it didn't happen like because we planned or nothing. It just I actually had a babysitter that took advantage of me. And she was like, "Mijo, get on me." But no, it was. I had a girlfriend. I was a freshman. She was like a senior or junior or senior or something. And but I had my first daughter when I was 14, man, and my second daughter when I was 16. And so by then, I 16, 17, I was already hustling and working with my mom and back and forth. And so I said, she used to take me to the to the garage sales every morning, Saturday and Sunday, Saturdays was day of garage sale. 5 o'clock in the morning, ahí iba, todo dormido, ahí iba con ella. So what I did was I got smart and I got a truck, right? And then instead of going with her, then now I followed her. So I followed because she knew all the good spots and everything. So I would follow her to all these garage sales. She would get off, and her specialty to buy, she was buying, it freeze up?
Yeah, there it goes. I got it on, dude.
Good. So she knew all the good spots. So I would follow her, and she would buy mainly clothes and shoes. She wouldn't buy anything big. So she would buy all the clothes and shoes, and I would go in there and I would buy furniture. And I would buy like bigger pieces. Like she liked $5. I like $20. I would invest more. So I would buy 1 or 2 little pieces of furniture. I would load in my truck. I would help her load them. The next day on Sunday, I would go with her to the flea market, and I would put her stuff, and right away I would get my stuff and put it right in the front, right? And I would tell her, okay, Ma, I bought this for this much. What can I sell it for? No, ese pues te dan tanto. I don't think so. Okay, let's try it. Surely enough, I would invest $40, $50. I'm having 75 or 100, and I would like, damn,
that's too easy.
Too easy. So it was just 2 days of work, Saturday and Sunday, So I started, and little by little, I started getting more and more into the flea market and more into buying and selling furniture. And by the time I was 18, between 18 and 19, I owned four furniture stores. It was called Affordable Furniture and Appliances, and I had the first.
How old were you, Rudy?
I was like 19. I was 19 at that time.
19 years old, and you owned four
locations already. I owned one right in the west side where I was from, right there. A lot of people know Acapulco Barbershop on Guadalupe Street. Well, right across the street, right there was my first location. I had that one. I had one on Culebra and 24 right, Culebra and General McMullen and Culebra, right before the Bill Millers. And then I had one on South Flores, right off of Bank Street in South Flores. We had that one. And we had another one.
So what were you getting? But this was no more used furniture. This
was still used furniture. So what I would do was, by that time, I would not only go to the garage sales, but I was attending auctions already, and I was buying like everywhere. And I had 2 or 3 people that we knew, and people that were just coming from Mexico and estaban trabajando aquí allá, and I would set one here, and all day I was just buying and filling the stores all day, every day in auctions. That's all I was doing, man. And people would come to my place. At the one particularly there at the west side, they would come to my place and they would tell me, pues caía el income tax. And they're like, hey, ¿no tienes algo nuevo? And I'd be like, hey, por usado, man, just resell. And I said, but you know what? I can get you something new. So I used to pose as a customer. And my first store, there's one off of Leon Valley and Bandera. I pulled up to a store and I pretended like a customer. So I would go and I would see tags. It would say Ashley Furniture. It would say this furniture. And I would take pictures. I'm like, not pictures back then, but I would write them and I would read them.
Know what it is, yeah.
Okay, and remember so I would go back and I would look and do a little bit of investigating to see what kind of furniture was worth. I could buy it. And surely enough, I ended up going into the Ashley stores, into the big furniture stores and buying wholesale out of Houston, out of Dallas, out of California. And I started bringing in new furniture. So I would do new and used furniture. There in the west side, I was doing rent to own, bro. I was, at that time, Rent-A-Center was like the shit back then. Rent-A-Center was like everybody would go to Rent-A-Center, right? Not FAMSA. It wasn't FAMSA. It was Rent-A-Center. And used to go to Rent-A-Center. And they would give you anything. Like you can buy this laptop right here, with
I know.
With
they
$10.
Got me, yeah.
Yeah, with $10. Pero like 1,000 payments, you know what I mean? You would pay like $10,000 for that laptop. Pero la gente le valía madre as long as you would allow them to take it, right? So my strategy was I would buy new furniture, and what it would cost me, I would do rent to own as well. But mine was short terms, like 6 months, right? 6 months. So I would ask for a bigger down payment, but you're only paying 6 months. You're not going to be stuck for 2 years at Rent Center. And I would, of course, it would cost them a lot less. So what it would cost me, I would give them the money. They would give me the money down. In most probable, when you lend somebody in finance, they will pay you the first couple of months, no problem. Yeah, after 6, 7 months, they start having trouble, and they see the item, ya está todo guango.
I'm not gonna pay for this shit anymore.
No, pinche Rudy me chingó, está todo guango. Está como él, pinche cosa está guanga.
Oh, hell no.
So what I would do is I'd get a big down payment, and then by 3, 4, 5 months, yeah, they already paid it off, and yeah, that's all profit for me, you know. And so if they didn't, there goes Rudy, right, to collect, you know, as a repo guy, and I gave, mijo, pues chinga, I need that. Está bueno, pues take it up, pues yeah. And so I would get it todo guango, and I'd still sell it again at the flea market or use whatever.
And you still get your,
I still get more money. It's still profit regardless. It didn't matter what I was selling, and somebody got a good deal, and somebody would get a good deal on it, you know. And so we went like that, and back and forth. We kept doing it, and we did great, man. And in 06, 05, 06, we decided to leave the furniture business. And my stepfather Raul, that's still there, he used to work for Ray Ellison back then. Ray Ellison was like the big developer, and he used to know construction, and he would always tell me, "Hey, Rudy, cómprate un terreno allá en el rancho and build a house, man. That's the best thing you can do for yourself right now." Because, you know, I was just like, we were living in that same area, still renting a house. And I was like, no, I'm not going to go to the rancho. And surely enough, I listened. I went out there. I sold pretty much everything in my business. I sold it. We did a change. I went, bought the first acre and a half, man. I bought a first acre and a half. Went out there. He was the brains and I was the laborer. We cleared out the lot. Me and him, and he's there, my witness, and everybody that knows me is there, that we build it like ourselves from the ground up. And he would teach me everything, and it took us 6 months to build our first house. And of course, we contracted the stuff that we didn't know how to do, the mechanical, electrical, stuff like that, frame, you know, but everything else, the chinga, we did it, man. And he taught me how to do it all. So the first house I invested about 60,000 or so. And it was a huge house, like a big country, almost like 2,900 square feet. And it was all brand new country ranch style, with a huge 50-foot front porch. And it was out in the rancho, sitting on an acre and a half. So here I am. The first house bought, paid for, it's mine. Done, I own it. Yours. But I was already broke. But yeah, I had already put all my money in there. You know, what little I had sold, whatever, it was already in there. So then I go to Wells Fargo one day, right? And I talked to a lady named Melva. I remember her name. And I went in there and I was like, "Oh, Melva," I said, I heard the people doing like home equity loans, you know, and like, you know, against their properties. But how does that work? You know, I didn't know none of that stuff. And she's like, yeah, but you know, do you have a house? I said, yeah, but I got a house. And how is it? And I started showing her and everything. She's like, man, that's brand new. I said, it's brand new. Everything's there. Well, how much you owe? And I said, no, I don't know, nothing. It's paid for. It's mine. And she was like, what? It's yours? Yeah. She goes, well, we can start the process. This is how it works. We have to send an appraiser out there, and then they're going to appraise it, and they're going to let us know how much it is, and so and so. And then according to that, 80%, because that's your homestead, we can lend you up to 80%. Yeah, let's do it, man. Send an But the appraiser went out there, and he appraised it for $190,000. And I had only invested 60. When she comes back, she's like, oh, your house is appraised for 191, something. We can lend you up to 130,000, something. When I was like, what? She goes, yeah. And I was like, shit, dámelos, ¿dónde firmo? You know? And so I said, oh my God, I invested 60 and it's worth 190 and they're going to lend me 125. And even if I lose the house, it's like I already got double for it. You already got it. Dude, this is too easy. Like, so boom, they gave me 125,000. All right. So now here I am sacrificing my first house. I got those 125. I went and I bought the next 2, 3, 4 acres down the street, built another house. Now I was investing 40,000 and I was building what we call track homes, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, starter homes on 1 acre lot. Selling them, I was investing 40,000 and selling them for 99,000. Like before it was done, like every 30 days, 99,000. Boom. Banks.
So you were making 50 grand right off the top,
easily. Month, 2 months. Every month, 2 months. Boom. And everything's paid for, so it was all mine already with that same money. And but this was again in 06, 07, right in there. Mm-hmm. So I was out 1604 in Pleasanton area out there. The talks were about the Toyota coming in and all that stuff. So I started buying property, man, in that whole area. And I bought these 7-acre tracts, and I was gonna do a whole subdivision, bro. It was gonna be called Tundra Heights because the Toyota was gonna come in that area. And I built the first 2 model homes in the front. I tracked down, I put infrastructure, and I put the sewer. I put, the septics out there, septics. And I started, man, everything. And I have built myself another home already on Pleasanton Road, a 5,500 square foot home on Pleasanton Road, man. And I had everything invested. My life was great, Bumper. I mean, I had pulled F-250s, 350s, backhoes, trucks, Bobcat. Now I was a general contractor at this point.
Damn.
Dude, by 2-3 years, I was already a general contractor. I got my license to the state. And I mean, I was building, bro. We were building. And then 08 hit, right? 08 hit, the crash market hit. First banks were like, I couldn't keep a house, man. They were selling. And then 08 hit. Between 08 and 09, man, I mean, the crash market hit. Adjustables went up. I had bid a little bit more than what I had that I could chew, and I had my money spread out because it was going so well that I had all this. I was cash poor already, but I had so much property and equipment and trucks and all kinds of stuff. I couldn't sell. I couldn't do the whole subdivision. I had the 2 model homes. I had to split it in half, and so this time I couldn't give a house away, bro. I had so many houses sitting there. I couldn't give them away. Banks were not lending no more money. Interest rates were going up.
And these are houses you already have built, ready to rock and roll.
My money's already there, bro. And so I had to start owner financing them. So I would owner finance them, get $10,000 down, $5,000 down, whatever, owner financing. But I was never going to get my money. And then I had to sell the notes to investors and pennies on the dollar, bro, they were giving me. And I lost. And then, dude, so bad, Bumper, that again, man, a downfall in my life, that when 09 hit, the end of 09, I had lost everything, Bumper. I lost everything, bro. Every house I had, every car I had, every Hummer I had, every backhoe I had, every F-350 I had, rings, jewelry, boats, cars, everything I had, bro, everything that I took to build, in a matter of about a year and a half, bro, I lost it all. I couldn't keep up with properties. I couldn't keep up with these notes. I was losing my ass left and right. I just couldn't survive. The money that I had owed from the banks to my house that I had already pulled another equity loan, they're knocking on our doors, and my payment went from, $800 to $2,000 a month, because those interest rates, adjustables started kicking in. And I lost it all, bro. My house was foreclosed on, cars repoed, bro, everything. At the end, I ended up selling a little bit of stuff, and I gathered about like nearly $20,000, right? And I remember sitting in the porch with me and my wife, and I told her, I said, you know what? This is all we have. That's it. We're done. That's it. We didn't even have a card to our name. We didn't have nothing, bro. I had it all, and I lost it all. And I had those $20,000, and I was like, what do we do from here? Well, what do we do? My wife used to work at Frostbite Number. She left her work. She wasn't working no more. And she was a cook. She was cooking at my house because I had that 5,500 square foot home with guest homes in the back, and had all my workers there. I went and got H-2B visas from the immigration. They approved me 100 visas. Me traje todos los primos de Mexico, and I had to feed them all, clothe them all, shelter them all. So my wife was pretty much feeding everybody, and that was her job. And dude, I lost it all, bro. I lost it all, and I said, we have these 20,000. What do we do now? And I told her, you know what? Let's go back to the flea market. Let's go back to what we used to do. Let's go back to selling. And she's like, yeah, but what are you going to do and where? We don't have a place, whatever. So we drove around, bro. We drove around, and I was in desperation, and I found this place on New Laredo Highway and Zarzamora. It was the old MG Lumber Company that was there in New Laredo, and next to San Antonio Shoe Factory. And that street, New Laredo Highway, there used to be a lot of junkyards there, and that street was already abandoned. Everybody already had left. It was like deserted, and that lumber company actually is the one that's in front of Home Depot on Military now. Even they left that spot to build a new one further down, and they abandoned that. So it said for lease, right? I had a sign for lease, and I called, and I told my wife, man, it had this big building where the store was at, and then it had a bunch of lumber yards, just rooftops all over. And then I told my wife, man, this would make a beautiful flea market right here, and we could set up shop. I didn't even think about the inside. I just left the outside. I just loved the outside. It was gated, and there was no neighbors or nothing. how much is the rent? Well, the rent was 10,000 something, whatever.
A month?
Yeah, a month, right? And I was like, man, well, we have 20,000. We have enough for 1 month and another month. Like, we have enough, right? Let's get it. She's like, Reed, but then next month, how are we going to do it? I said, man, don't worry about it. Let's just go in and, let's just do it, Well, surely, I went to Rudy and I talked to the guy and everything. I gave him the 20-something thousand, whatever. I gave him, boom, we rolled the dice, left it in. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to do a flea market, whatever. So I went out, passed flyers. At that time, there was a flea market on Fredericksburg Road and the Mission, of course. We got flyers. We went out there, passed them all out. They read me out. I don't know how many flea markets, passing out flyers, telling them that I was having this market.
You come to our flea market now.
Yeah. So because before I was a vendor, now I was actually the owner of the flea market.
Right.
So I was going to rent the spots. I was not going to work now. I was going to rent the spots, right? Still kind of like real estate. And so over there at Fredericksburg, I was a vendor there. So I would see all these people, right? But like I told her, I said, man, God works. I mean, I'm a big believer in God, and I live by faith, bro, every day. People tell me, how do you do it? And it's not me, it's God, man. And when I did that, I told my wife, don't worry about it. Let's just roll with it and let's go. It's going to be great, and this and that. And pues we went over there. Well, like a month later, they announced that they were closing the Northwest Plaza Flea Market, bro. And all those people needed
Somewhere
to go. And during that first month, it was hard, but he had given me 3 months. When I went in there, he gave me 3 months to kind of pick up the business, 3 month free rent. So I had paid him first month and deposit, and he gave me 3 months. So I had like 3-4 months, right? And we passed out flyers, whatever. Well, like a month and a half later, they closed Northwest. And guess what? Those vendors started coming to me. And we started with one vendor, bro. Like, me and my wife would literally open the gate, 6 o'clock, and we're over there waiting and looking down Zamora Street and New Laredo. And nobody's coming, babe. Nobody's coming. Nobody came. Closed the door. Tomorrow. We open it again in the morning. Here comes a car. Here comes a car. They would go in and then go out. And I'd be like, oh man. And then finally, one vendor set up, and then another vendor set up. And little by little, dude. Like a month later, 2 months later, I mean, we were packed in that place, man. And so I never did nothing on the inside.
What year was that, Rudy?
9. In 09. That's
In
when
09,
I lost everything.
yeah.
That was 09 when I opened up Mi Mercado on New Laredo Highway, 227 New Laredo Highway in 09. And so the building on the outside, check it out. This is how much we ended up suffering, bro. The building, and a lot of people, I'm going to get very personal because a lot of people didn't know this, but at Mi Mercado on New Laredo Highway, and you go by and you're still there because I sold the business now, but the building part of it, which was the actual store, in the back, it had some offices, right? Where the owner and the offices, the bookkeeping, all that was there. And the flea market was outside. Well, remember I told you that I had lost my house, bro. I lost my house. I lost everything. So we knew the construction. So in the back offices, I made them into living quarters. So we were living there, bro, at the business, because we were living there and working there. We didn't even have a shower, bro. We didn't have a shower there. There was another warehouse in the back. We would literally take a bath with a manguera, bro, in 09. Like literally right there in for those vendors that have followed me forever, they know what I'm talking about. I would wake up in the morning and we would go in the second warehouse and we would take a shower with cold water, pura manguera, bro. And you would see all the soap studs coming out from the bottom of the warehouse. And then I would come out and fregas into the little room and come back inside the house. And people were like, pues allá está saliendo jabón or whatever. Oh, sí, es una máquina de lavar que va corriendo. But they didn't know, man, that was me and my wife and, our kids, man. Yeah. Our kids taking a shower back there, man. And we used to live there. And the inside ballroom, we wouldn't do nothing. It was just an empty warehouse. But the flea market was going great, man. And a few months, 2-3 months, bro, came. And, expenses started getting bigger. And, man, and it was getting too much for me. So I called a lot of friends, bro. I at that time, just friends that I knew. And, hey, man, you don't want to come partner with me? Look, I opened up this flea market. It wasn't that known yet. Hey, man, you want to come and, you want to help me out with the flea market and stuff? And, that's loco, hey, your flea market. What are you going to do with the flea? Dumb, you're not going to make nothing in the flea market. That's loco. No, we don't want. Dude, I got so many doors shut on me, bro. So many doors, man. Nobody believed in me. Nobody had faith in us, bro. And in 09, it just, in 010, bro, it just went, man. It skyrocketed. And one day a guy comes in and tells me, hey, I don't know how or what, but he saw the inside warehouse. A Mexicano comes in. oye, ¿cuánto me rentas la tienda adentro? Quiero hacerle una quinceañera a mi hija. Well, let me remind you, for us Tejanos, and I consider myself a Tejano because you know, I'm grown here still more on the south, but a Tejano, he goes, ¿cuánto me rentas la bodega adentro para hacerle una fiesta a mi hija, una quinceañera, bla, bla, bla? And I was like, adentro, a warehouse, es una bodega. No, tú no te preocupes, yo la arreglo, yo traigo las sillas y todo. And I was like, chingada, I was like, okay, pues, ¿cuánto me das? Y digo, te doy $1,000 o 1,500, $1,000, whatever. And I was like, $1,000, más a $1,000 por pinche bodega esa toda gacha. Sí, pues nomás unas horas, whatever. And I was like, chingada, like, ¿y qué vas a hacer? No, pues vamos a una fiesta. And they said, dámelos. Pues he gave them to me, bro. And they came in, and
did that come with tables and chairs?
I didn't come with nothing. Just that's why I was like, that's why I thought like I was robbing him.
Wow,
I thought I was robbing him, but we were not in the. At that time, the only ballrooms that were around were Callahan Ballroom, Imperial Ballroom, the one on Fredericksburg, Plaza del Rey Ballroom.
The bingo, what's the bingo one?
Callahan. And then Arturo's Ballroom right there in Zarzamora. There was only like 4 or 5 big ballrooms. Back then, the Tejanos weren't into quinceañera. It was the Raza Mexicana that was into that. So this guy gets me $1,000, rents his place, bro, on a Saturday rent. Dude, when I walked in there, he had curtains and everything decorated. I was like, what the hell? I had to go in and out like twice because I didn't think it was the same place. And so after he had his party and everything, bro, they had their party. After the next day came, said, hey, man, ¿sabes qué? Te doy gracias, bla, bla, bla. Que, no, mi gente le encantó, whatever. ¿Sabes qué? Digo, no, hombre, man, me rayé porque un lugar así me hubieran cobrado $3,000 a $4,000. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? And he goes, no, y luego las cortinas y no, hombre, eran $20,000 que hubiera gastado. And I was like, what? And he's like, I turned around and looked at my wife. I said, let's start looking for, what is this quinceañeras about? What are these debuts about, you know? So we started, because we didn't practice that. We really didn't know that. We started posing because me and my wife as clients for that. We started going to all the ballrooms, getting their pamphlets, and we started looking, we're like, oh my God, look at what they're charging for this place. And it's not even half the size of ours, bro. And so there it goes.
But they got tables and chairs, bro.
Oh, yeah. So I went off and I started putting tables and chairs, even if they're different colors and different sizes, whatever. I fixed that place up, bro. And a year later, I started doing packages, quinceañeras, bodas. So during that time, that's where the music's coming in here. People started coming and playing for like, started playing, DJs, and I started knowing DJs. And then outside the flea market, like on Sundays, pues, a little band would call me and say, hey, pues, ¿puedo tocar afuera en la pulga? And I'll be like, chinga, pues, I'm going to pay you to play out here, chinga, pues, just like Rudy, Los Buenos Rancheros, like some unknown band, right? No, pues, está bueno. So you would come outside, and they would play, and then my beer sales would go up. I was like, oh, shit, like, this band, ¿cuánto cobras? No, pues, cobramos como 300, 300, goddamn, and I sold 1,000 a beer. Oh my God. ¿Puedes venir el otro domingo otra vez?
So for my American viewers, what he's saying is that, the guys came and, they wanted,
offer their services.
Yeah, offer their services, and then he got it for a cheap rate. His beer went up.
Yeah,
so
it was common sense,
definitely.
I mean, it was like, so I was like 300 and my sales are, 1,000. I was like, oh my God, that's great, ¿Puedes venir otro? Can you come next Sunday? And he's like, sí, seguro que sí. Y tenemos otros camaradas también, other friends that play too. Tráetelos a todos. Tú un domingo, el otro domingo, el otro. So it started. So then the little band started calling other people like, hey, over here he's hiring, man. He's letting you play over here. So the word got around, right? In the Mexican culture, because these were all Mexicanos, because Mexicanos really shopped the flea market. Dude, at that time, the flea market went up. Great. The band started playing outside. The ballroom started booking a year in advance, 2 years in advance. Now before I was just renting the ballroom with tables and chairs. Then I started renting it with everything, linens, DJ.
And this is still the same spot, right?
Still the same spot in 09. Dude, by the time I started making a commercial. I had a commercial in Telemundo, and then I had my own infomercial. Every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, Telemundo would go out there and record me. I had my own 30-minute show for 5 years, almost 5 years. And with that advertisement, I mean, it just went up, bro. And I had radio show, and not me radio, but I would go and talk on the radio, and I'd have commercials and TV shows and all, just for advertisement. And from 09 to like 13, 14, it just blew up in the Mexican industry. And what happened was outside, I started doing bigger dances. So those bands would call other bands. By the time you know it, like bigger bands were calling me. And then I knew somebody, a promoter of some sort, whatever.
That's usually how it is.
And they, at that time, the dancers were like at Randy's Ballroom only. And these bands were there. And I didn't really know the Tejano bands. I would go to a place called Cool Arrows right there on New Laredo. I mean, on Nogalito Street. And
still there.
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, it's still barely standing, but it's there. And it still smells the same too. So that's where I would, like, the Desperados were like one of my favorite bands, bro. I would go in there and I would just love to listen to Tejano music, but I didn't know them. You know, I would just go and see them, and that's it. I would be starstruck, you know, because I didn't know who they were. So then I started getting more with the Mexicans, and then this guy one time took me to Las Vegas into this big promoters association. It was like a mafia, bro, of promoters, and you had to know somebody to get in there. But from there, you would generate all the leads and network for the big bands. I'm talking about like Tigres del Norte, Calibre, you know, bandas, you know, before all the bandas were there, bro. And but so I started getting it, and those bands were real big, but the clientele was paying. So I started making those big dances there outside the flea market. Dude, I brought Traileros. I was the first one to bring Banda MS to San Antonio at the flea market there. Paquita La El Barrio, bro.
Wow.
I mean, I brought, you name them, I brought them to flea market. So from there, the Tejanos started hearing my name, right? And so I did a couple of Tejano shows there. I had this one promoter. I don't even remember his name, bro, but he came and he's like, oh, man, I know all the Tejano artists, and I'll do this and this for you. So he promised to bring me like at that time, I think it was like Chente and Jay Perez and somebody else, whatever. So they're big names. And I was like, all right. So we promoted everything, and the guy never showed up, took my deposit and everything, right? And so you
got burned.
Oh, gotcha. With the Tejano industry, I got burned big time, man. And I didn't even know, I didn't know the bands, so I didn't know them.
You don't know who to call and be like, hey, bro, somebody took my money.
Told me you're coming or whatever, nothing like that. So I started going into the Mexican. That's why I'm more Mexicano already now, because I'm very respected in both genres, but more in the Mexicans because I've had them all. And we were doing so great, bro, in those years. We're doing so great. I finally was able to move out of there, right? And we got another house out in 64 West. We got a house out there. And at this time, I would always go 90 out. I would drive 90 out. And I would always hear my other competitor was Club Fuego on 90.
On 90, yeah. That was a big club.
Yeah, big club. And so they would have the big bands. But every day I would drive because my house was out in 64. And I would drive and I would see it pack on Friday and Saturdays. Because I hear they closed. They got shut down. So there goes Rudy looking at a sign, calling, investigating. Because I ended up getting the property. Boom. And I opened it up as a club. I went up against all odds. They didn't want to give us a license anymore. So I opened it up, and now it's called El Corona Nightclub. So that was mine there. So I started doing all the big Mexican, regional, banda, norteño, all that. At the flea market, I would still keep the local flea market thing going on.
Right.
On Sundays, I would do tardeadas. Every Sunday, I would do tardeadas from Coahuila. And then that time, Noche Caliente was around, where Pleasanton was in the south. But Noche Caliente, everybody was, was scared. Like, if you weren't Mexican enough, you couldn't go into Noche Caliente. I mean, these dudes, would fill up immigration buses, bro. Like, when the immigration would hit those places, they would fill up buses, bro. People weren't running. Like, when the immigration buses got there to Noche Caliente, people were not running away from it. They were running to try to get a seat in front of the bus, bro, because they knew they were headed back to Mexico. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Dude, this place.
So they would hit up the actual nightclubs
all the time. Oh, they would fill them all up all the time.
So at least you're going, because you're going vestido to the baile.
Oh yeah.
At least you're going dressed, going back home.
Yeah, back home you look good at least.
So Rudy, it's crazy how some people put you were at your lowest, bro, and that's that's what's amazing about your story right now. Is even me, like I'm just sitting back, like the viewers right now, just enjoying, not enjoying, not enjoying, but listening to something that's different. To hear somebody where you're at now, your success now, and we haven't even scratched the surface really. Yeah. You know, you're gonna get into politics and stuff like that.
And I'm gonna speed it up for you guys a little bit.
No, it's cool. Yeah. But
there might be a part 3 and a part 4. We're like Jenny Rivera's series already.
I just think that people need to know that when they meet you and they see you, know that. No, now that you're watching my show, you're watching him here on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. When you shake his hand next time or you say what's up, don't think that the dude comes from Feria, right? And the money's always been there. He just told you right now that dude lost everything. Like I don't even have a quarter of what you were talking about, and I'm just sitting back in my chair thinking to myself, like, man, what would I do if I'm sitting on a porch talking to my wife and saying, hey, bro,
we're done.
Babe, we got this much money, and what are we gonna do, right? Everything that we've known, everything that all our way of working and what we do has been taken from us. What do we do?
Yeah, 20,000 seemed like a lot, man. But compared to what we were making in the house, it was nothing, man. 20,000 was like, that's it, man. We're done. You know, I mean, thoughts of suicide came in my head. Don't get me wrong, man. I mean, I thought about just quitting, you know, and quitting on life and quitting on everybody. But again, you know, I serve an almighty God, man. And because he wasn't done with me, obviously everybody knows that God has all of us here for a purpose. And I think that my purpose still to now is to serve, you know, and God says, serve me by serving others. And I think that talent has gotten in me, and now it's finally spruced out to say, I serve others. How do I serve? I serve them in the community. I feed the homeless, bro. I serve the kids in the community. I serve them having dances, great entertainment for the family. You know, for people that work hard, I serve them with good entertainment, clean entertainment, honest entertainment. You know, I bring the best of the best bands, you know, and it just has evolved from there. But every time that I took a gamble on myself or gamble in the business, things just happen to happen. We went into the club business. Club Fuego closed. I opened it, and I had the flea market in Fuego. Then Graham Central Station was like the Tejano capital of San Antonio.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, when I moved here from Califas, like, cause you know, on the move here, the internet radio was getting big.
Barely, yeah.
Right? It was barely starting to come out, and that was the only way we could listen to Tejano music, right? Besides downloading music and paying for it.
Or knowing somebody.
Or knowing somebody. But when we moved here to San Antonio, I think me and my wife were at Graham Central Station like
every Friday.
Every Friday, yeah. And I mean, you paid because remember my wife's from Florida, so when we lived there, we both worked. I was in the Marine Corps, but at nighttime I'd work security, and my wife would work the bar at a Tejano club.
Oh, okay.
A Tejano club in Florida. So I got to know kind of the business in a sense like that. And I knew how much, like, over there to go see, say, Bobby Pulido came. You were going to pay $65, $60 easily. Yeah. And guess what? There was people lined around the block to get into there, right? And I used to sit back and just be...
Note that we got to move to Florida.
I used to just be, and I would sit there and count like 60, 60. Like,
and I get paid how much?
Oh my God. Yeah, right. And I'm getting paid, you know, how much, this much. So
thank you. Sorry. We're gonna need a whole lot more than that, Mama. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. No. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, you know, I got to really
Tráeme la manguera aquí.
I got to really see, hey, can I get some of that? I got to see
vodka's kicking in.
No, I know. I got to see that part of the business, right? Behind the scenes. Yeah. And I learned a little bit, right? I learned a little bit, like, hey, man, that was one of the things where my dad used to say, hey, you gotta bet big money to make big money, right?
It takes
money to make money. There you go. And that was something that I grabbed from there. So when we moved here, bro, I love Tejano music so much, and then I moved here, and I was still on active duty, believe it or not. I did 3 years, my last 2.5 years in the Marine Corps. I did them right here in San Antonio. Okay, nice. I was in charge of the Wounded Warriors here, and for the Marine Corps. And while I was there, you know, we look forward to. A matter of fact, I retired on a Friday. Michael Salgado was playing Friday night at Graham Central Station. So everybody that came from all over the United States, all my friends that have always heard me talk about this music, right? I took them out there, and they all came back to my house, and they were like, "Yo, I have never been in a place like that.
Had so much fun.
And had so much fun. You know what I mean? So it's funny you say that, and it's gone. And you know what? I remember having a conversation with you.
Oh, really?
Yes, I remember having a conversation. No. At Far West. And because when I saw it close, you're the first person that came to my head. I said, why hasn't somebody like Rudy taken that place? Because the name, I mean, you would have to change the name, of course, because I think there's one in Dallas too. Yeah. There's one, I don't know where the other one.
Yeah, it's owned by a corporation.
Corporation. Yeah. So, you know, but what a place, right? Yeah. And I remember you telling me, like, look, the bang for the buck ain't there. Right? I mean, the amount that they were asking for rent there.
I went there to see it. I did see it. I considered it, and we made them an offer, and it wasn't. I mean, they just threw us out the office.
Like, no way.
Fuck out of here, man. Yeah, go back to your Southside, you know. And so it happened that Noche Caliente closes. Okay, Noche Caliente closes on Pleasanton Road. It closes, and guess what? It closes, and I start remodeling it because I was gonna make it another norteño band, another norteño club, but for the South Side, and I was gonna make it another norteño. And the reason, let me tell you why it's called Far West. El Far West, they call it El Far West. That's really the name of it, but as we say, Far West, right? So El Far is a very the name Far West. It's franchised, and it comes from Monterrey, Nuevo León, and it's from a stem of clubs. There's Far West Dallas, there's Far West Tyler, there's Far West Monterrey, there's Far West, several Far West throughout the United States. And so I bought the San Antonio franchise, Far West. Far West San Antonio is what it is. And because it was going to be a Mexican club. So that's why the name El Far West was there, because it was going to be a Mexican club. So here I am getting ready to open in a couple of weeks. And then lo and behold, Graham Central Station closes. Boom. It closes.
Flea market closes. Grand Central Station closes. Dang. Hey, bro, I'm starting to think that you might have something with the closing, bro.
Yeah. With the COVID. I brought the COVID upon us to close it. No, but you see the flea market, I gambled on it, and this flea market closed, and God brought me these people. Then Corona closes. And I mean, Fuego closes. I got this. Boom. I was gonna open another second Mexican club, and I mean, there was bands for it, but I didn't want it. But I was like, you know, I'll give my own self competition. What am I gonna do? But I already had it. Pues ya ni modo, let's open it. Getting ready to open. Graham Central Station closes, and I said, perfect. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna control the market. Far West will be all Tejano. Corona will be all Norteño Banda, and then this right here in the middle will be Cumbia. It's for families. Only family entertainment. Your Mazores grew up with me there, bro. Fla, Re, Locos, everybody from Cumbia. I've known all those artists for many years, man. And so I had a flea market here controlling Cumbia. I had Corona controlling Norteño Banda. And then guess what? I took over all the Tejano. When Grams closed, those people were like lost.
We had nowhere to go.
That was the house. That was like, that was the place to be, you know, 5 clubs under one roof, you know, but mainly for Tejano. The Tejano was the biggest room there.
That was the Mecca, bro.
Yeah. And I brought the DJ from over there. I brought the other one. So I opened Far West. Guess what? I hired the bands from here, and Tejano took off at Far West, man. And for 5 years straight, every Friday, bro, I was bringing the best of the best bands. We brought everybody there. I have brought Intocable, La Mafia, Ramon Ayala, Bobby Pulido. I was the first one to do Bobby and his dad, Roberto Pulido. I'm the one that brought back Emilio after his accident. I was the first one to bring him there. Jimmy Gonzalez, recipe. You name it, I've had him there. And all these local bands, I have given them opportunity to open for these big bands, giving them a hope of inspiration, knowing that one day they play with that big band and they could be just as big as that band.
Yeah.
Graham Central Station never hired local bands. If you notice at Graham Central Station, it was always the same 5-6 artists. Always the same 5-6 artists. Always the same 5-6 artists.
Kind of like KXDN?
Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of like that. And where's KXDN right now? It shut down. Why? Because the support's not there. And that's because you're ground on the big bands. The big bands go and do their thing. If you're not ground rooted with the local community and the local people, you don't have no foundation. You know, and that's why I support the local bands, dude. So since there 5 years, man, I've done it, and here in 2000, we're 2016. I had a great client come of mine, and he bought the business from Mi Mercado. He bought the flea market that was once the last 20,000 we had, the last roll of a dice. He walked in, and I still had some time on my lease, and I still owed some money to the banks and to everything. But what we started with 20,000 in 2016, we sold it for $1.5 million. And then we got rid of that. And then we had Corona nightclub, and we sold that. The following year, I sold the club business out of there, because at that point I opened another Far West in Corpus Christi by this time. And I got rid of that one. I sold this one. I sold the Corona. I sold them, and I left all my eggs in just Far West. And at that time I just had Far West. After that, I just had
you
Far
didn't
West.
have the convention, the thing down the street.
No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, we had that one. So we just had there. So in 16, I ended up going, and we invested into the Pica Pica Plaza, which is all military. We got the event center. We put in it was kind of a mercado, but it was not fun. But now we put in the beer, we put in all the bands, we put in the concession, we lived in it up. We put live in it on the south side. And that's why we're now at Pica Pica Plaza. We have the Far West. The Plaza, I acquired it about 2 years ago. It's 2 ballrooms, old Plaza Party House. We acquired them. And then not the pandemic, but the year before, I got a call from the Grothy family, which owned Guadalupe Lumber, good friends of ours. And he had built this building 7 years. It was at the old Goodwill. And he called me, and one day out of the blues, man, and tells me, you know what, Rudy, if there's anybody in the south side that I know could do good with my building, it's you. And I would be honored for you guys to take it. I don't want to make a big scandal about this big corporation closing or nothing. I want to do a transition from me to you, man. And he gave me an opportunity, and he closed. And this conversation, we had it in the end of May. June he moved out, in July I moved in, man. And that's where we're at right now. We made a huge, it's over 100,000 square foot building there at Southside Expo. I made it for the community. I opened up the whole flea market on the outside part.
On the back part?
On the front. On the front and on the side,
dang.
on the side building.
Got you.
On the inside part of it is a big expo hall. It's huge. We got party rooms in there. I mean, it's massive, bro. It's huge. And man, it's right in the heart. Now for the last, like I said, the last 10 years or so, I moved there in the south side. I live there at Mission del Lago now. I'm right on the golf course there, Mission to the Stone Oak of the south side.
Damn, bro. I'm gonna stop you again, right? Man, we have too much in common, Rudy. It's giving me the first house that you're gonna put me in the doghouse. You're gonna put me in the doghouse because we looked at a house at Mission del Lago with the pool. The backyard was the golf course, and I passed up on it. And the reason I passed up on it because I thought it was my kids were driving. We were going to school at Cole on Fort Sam, so to me it was just too far of a drive, right? So I'm sure tonight before I go to bed, I'll hear it like, "Dad, Rudy lives at Mission del Lago."
And it's probably one of my neighbors because when I moved into Mission del Lago, there was only 2 houses with pools. There's only 2 houses on that course view. And
this one would have had the house I'm talking about. It would have been like, if you look in the backyard, the back would have been the shack. That's the only thing that I really didn't like it about. Like a little bit catty corner was where the shed where they had all the lawnmowers,
the tool stuff.
The tool thing.
So okay, I know exactly what house it is because I was gonna. They weren't selling. They were renting the house at one time when I saw. But it's like brown and it has like just
like
a little
castle,
thing in the middle.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it, bro.
It's a neighbor from me.
That's
it's like
crazy.
5 houses down. It has a small pool right there.
Yeah.
But so the green is over here, but behind there is that green ugly building with all the monte right there.
Yeah.
So mine is that last hole right there, the 18th hole. Mine was a huge.
Do you play golf?
Big. Yeah, I don't. I own golf clubs and golf cars and everything, and I don't play golf. So it's a real big house right there in a yellow house. It used to be yellow.
Don't tell people where you live, bro.
No, it's okay. I don't care. Everybody knows. Yeah, just bring some food, dude. That's it.
Hey, I want to go to some of these comments, man, because some people took the time. So. Know that he earned his place in life. He made sacrifices and lost, but still kept his head above water. It just goes to show you that no matter what happens to you in life, it's up to us. Either let it make you or break you. Only the strong survive. Faith the size of a mustard seed, still moving mountains.
Salute to that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And then another one. This one's kind of cool. It says my mom and my tia They were at the Pika Pika every Sunday up until COVID. Free, high quality entertainment breathes life into our elders who need an outlet. Mm-hmm. So you had said that the Tarriada, right? Yeah. Our church used to. I go to St. Paul, there on Babcock and St. Cloud area, and we do Tarriadas, and I love going to them because it's like, the people, they look forward to going
Sunday afternoon,
Sunday afternoon and coming out and doing something. But Rudy, we kind of talked on your businesses, right? And I don't want to. As long as you can stay with me, I'm good, bro. You know what I mean?
We're just waiting. Well, I wanted to leave, but then I smelled your wife was cooking something, so I told the girl, let's just stay a little longer, just at least maybe they'll let buy us a plate. I'm just kidding.
We have another comment right here. I'll bring I had this guy on here, Albert Gonzalez. He said he'd bring food and Fiesta medals. Cheers to your hard work and success. Wow, if you need Fiesta medals for your thing, hit up my buddy Albert Gonzalez on here, man. Him and his wife have a medal. They make Fiesta medals.
I want to make one.
But Rudy, you everything that you've talked about, bro. I just gotta quit. Like you've touched on it a little bit, but what drives you every morning? Is there just one specific thing that when you wake up, that's what you need? And I know you brought the Lord's name in here quite a bit of times, and I get that. I'm with that 100%. But is there something else that just drives you to be Rudy Lopez, who knows he's got to work at this radio station at this time, and then leave and haul ass and go work at another radio station, and then leave there, and then probably have to go meet with some clients, maybe go show some of the ballrooms off, show people, right? You got to go have a meeting with your staff. You got to do this, you got to do that. Like, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, most people, and I'm being honest with you, most people don't have that drive. There's very few people that have their drive. And as a guy from the outside looking in, a fly on the wall, right? I look at you as somebody who's very successful. And sometimes it's easy for people like us to say, este vato ya tenía feria, right? Yeah. You don't realize you don't realize how much work they put into doing what they do, right? And that's the reason they have money. You know what I mean? And money isn't everything, right? If there's anything that I learned from my wife that's embedded in me, she's like, money is not everything, right? Materialistic things can come and go. Exactly what happened to you.
I've had it all.
You had it all, and you lost it all, and here you are getting it back. Getting it back again. So, what drives you, bro?
My drive to everyday work is first and foremost to serve. I know that again. I know that you said about the Lord, but you know what? We are here for one purpose, and to make sure that we reach somebody else, make sure we impact somebody else. Every day I wake up and I say, okay, who am I going to help today? Or what am I going to do? But at the end of the day, it's not, I don't do it for the fame. I don't do it for the fortune. I don't do it for the limelight. I don't do it for nothing. I do it so that my kids are already big. You guys probably don't know. I haven't touched a lot about it, but I married my wife. She had 3 step boys, and I had my 2 girls. We had 5 total, but we have my oldest kid is 30 years old, or he's 30, and we have 27, 26. My daughter graduated from college. My other one's 22, 28, 26, and 23 is my youngest son, Xavier. Only one daughter has kids. She has 4 kids. She has enough kids for everybody, but she's got 4 kids. She's the only daughter. She has suffered, man, so much with, with her relationship and so forth, that I have 4 grandsons. And one of those grandsons, we talked about it earlier, that we just kind of toss them around the family. So I've been fortunate enough to be raising one of my grandsons. I got him, me and my wife took him in when he was 2 weeks old, and he's 7 today. He's going to be 8, man. And his name's Derek. And Derek is my drive for every day, bro. My drive for every day. My drive to make sure that, again, Ching, I get real sentimental with him, because his mom gave up on him. His dad gave up on him. Now that he's in my hands, I want to make sure that the world doesn't give up on him, man. And I give him everything that I didn't have. As people say, "Nah, you spoil him too much," whatever. He said, "You know what? As long as God has me here, and I have health and I have finances to be able to buy him, I'm gonna spoil the shit out of him, man. And he's gonna know what a good life is, because if I die tomorrow, he's gonna remember me, that Grandpa gave me everything I wanted, you know, and be able to leave something in for him, so when he's older, he can probably just be the successor of this, you know, and just continue the business, because he's a smart kid, man. He's 7, but man, you talk to him, he's like an adult, man. Those are my guys.
Because he's around.
God,
he's like mine. Mine just turned 6 years old. He's the baby of 8, right? And like it's 6 and then 18 and above, 18 to almost 30. So it's the same, right? Yeah. So his conversations. That's what it is. Is his conversations with adults, so he doesn't know how to carry a 7-year-old conversation.
Man. He hangs around with the guys. Hey, what's up, bitch? Hey, what's up? Like, oh my God, I'm like, Derek, that's not how you talk to the guys, man. And he'll tell the guys, hey, hurry up, get to work, man. My dad didn't pay you for this or that. Like, he's like, oh man, he's just. Hey,
Dad, I've been watching this guy. He's not up to speed. You gotta get rid of him.
Oh man, yeah, no, he really is. Like, I'm gonna fire. No, and he'll threaten some of the employees. Hey, if you don't do this, I'm going to tell my dad to fire you if you don't give me this, whatever. Like, and they'll be like, gosh, shut up, whatever. Dad, like, man, like, he's like, he knows how to use it, man. And, you know, and he attends Jubilee Academy, and we're great with all the staff and everybody there. And the teacher will call me and says, hey, Derek is not, let's go. Saranda, what does the class need? What is what is the class need?
You're that dad. You're that dad.
And then they're like, well, we are looking for some headphones, because they order them online. Everybody gets you get a headphone. You get I'm like an Oprah, and you get everybody. You know, the whole class is getting headphones.
Oh, Derek had a great day today, Dad.
She'll text me. Derek had such a great day today. Oh my God, you know, I'm impressed and whatever. And like, he's one of those kids that he just, I mean, obviously she enjoys it because she was his first grade teacher, and he moved to second, and she transferred to second grade. She's still the teacher, and we're hoping that she's going to continue from there, man. And we love her to death. But, you know, Derek's a smart kid. He knows how to use it. He knows he sometimes abuses it with me, but you know, but I think that's my drive, you know, that and the family has been great, you know, but more than anything, my grandson, most people think he's my son, man, you know, because he's just like me, and they say he looks like me or whatever, and if anybody knows,
it's Derek, your models, bro. You would freak out on how, you know, when kids are around you, they just pick up they become you, you know. It's
but he's
crazy.
My dry man. I just want to make sure that he's well taken care of, and you know, he doesn't suffer, and he doesn't have to live that life that we lived. And he sees me, bro. He has a heart, man. He sees me. He sees people homeless in the street, man, and he tells me, hey, Dad, can we give that guy some money? I mean, what guy? That guy right there. Dad, that's not homeless. That's a tecato. You're not giving money, Dad. Let me tell you the difference, Dad. That's not this is that. But he'll do that. You know, he's got a heart, man, and he's just, man, he's a great kid, man. And I take him on cruises. We went to over there to Belize and where all over the place. And we're out there, and he just wanted to give all the, you know, here he is getting off in Progreso, Mexico, right? Progreso, Yucatan.
Oh, man.
So he gets off here, and here he gets off all bougie, man. He walks out with his Gucci bag, side back, and
at 7,
dude, and his, what was those tennies that he wanted at that, I forgot what tennies, but there were some expensive. He was a Lakers fan at Steph Curry. You haven't been
rubbing off on him enough if he's a Lakers fan.
No, Steph Curry. I'm sorry.
Oh, Steph Curry, Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State, and he had all his shoes and everything with his hat and his Gucci bag and everything. He walks down, and here we are walking in the streets of Progreso, Yucatan, right? And I'm like, Dad, why are you wearing that here? You know, we're going into. Well, Dad, you said we're on vacation. I'm a tourist, you know, whatever. Like, not like that. They're gonna jack you and kidnap you and hold you for ransom here. That's not the way to do it. And But we were there, man. We were able to bless this kid that was there, man, and little kid too, man, 12, 13. He had inspiration to sing, and he would just sing like that. He didn't have a mic, he didn't have nothing, and he would bang a Guido, a plastic Guido, and all that. He remembered us from like 2 years before we went, and when he came to us, he goes, "Me acuerdo de ti, sir, que viniste, blah blah blah," because I had fun with him that time too. So I told him, I said, man, Christmas, it was February, but I said, what did Santa bring you? Whatever. He's like, no, pues nada. My dad drinks a lot.
Yeah.
And I said, if there's anything that you would ask for Christmas, what would it be? And he says, una bocina con luces y con micrófono para cantar. Let's go, man. Let's go. And we had a big group. Let's go, man. Follows everybody. We're gonna go buy them. And we, ¿dónde las venden? No, acá. Let's go. En serio, yeah. We went, man, and we followed this kid, and we went to a store, and I go, pick the biggest speaker you want, man. He bought the one with wheels and all lights and everything, and microphone. He started singing for us, and I mean, we made that kid's life, man. And my son was there, and Derek was there, and I mean, he enjoyed himself too, and he was excited. He was like, Dad, you made him happy. And I was like, yeah, Dad, I know. We made him happy, Dad. You see how that works? And so those kids don't have that privilege like you, Dad. They don't have all that stuff, you know. And so my grandson, he's all into like TikTok, right? Yeah, TikTok, right? And, you know, he sees all that troqueando and all that stuff, you know.
He's troqueando?
Yeah, he's a tacuache, man. And so last year for his 7th birthday, he wanted a troqueando party. And so we made him a troqueando party, man, and I bought him a troqueando truck. I bought him a truck for his 7th birthday, and I drove all the way to Lafayette, Louisiana to bring him this custom truck that he wanted. And I brought it back, and I customized the inside for him and put a big old sound system, and it says Derek on the seats, and a beautiful truck, man. And it's just sitting there, chinga. I just presented it to him for his birthday, and it's just sitting there.
A truck? You mean like
a Tonka truck? No, like a real truck, like a big truck, an actual
like
truck.
you registered it, got license plates?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's in his name and everything. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we presented it to him, man. It's a beautiful truck, man. And
I got two guys in front of me, man. They got smiles from ear to ear because they're taking me like he's not lying. He's for real.
No, yeah, I presented it to him. Yeah, and then so he's got his troqueando, you know, and then you know, we bought him a slingshot. We have a slingshot for him too, and so he'll say, hey, Dad, can you pick me up in the troqueando truck today? And I'm, okay, so we'll pick him up in the truck. Hey, can you pick me up in the slingshot? Okay, we'll pick you up in the truck. Like, whatever, you know, like, he's just whatever, mijo. Like, man, I just, you know, but if anything, you know, if anything that sometimes we take for granted too as well is just the time. You know, time itself, because I'm so busy. You know, I'm busy.
Yeah, you're busy as hell.
And I don't make the time for like him, for my wife, for the family and stuff, you know, and it kind of sucks sometimes because we get, you know, there's consequences that we have to make, or we end up taking or losing or whatever because of the time that we don't, you know. And I wish if I could do anything different in my life today, I think that I would definitely not change anything, because I've been super happy. Even with the bad that came in my life, you know, I've been happy with that, because that taught me to be stronger and overcome it and survive it. And you know, I wouldn't take anything back. You know, if anything, I would just ask just for more time on this earth, you know, more time and health. That's all I would ask for, you know, and that's my family right there. People looking, that's my family, my daughters, my sons. He was a U.S. He's Army too.
Put it back right. I'll put it back right here.
Yeah, he's my son. Me and my wife. That's my older son, Junior. And my youngest son, way at the end, that's his wife there next to him too as well.
And they Rudy, everybody helps you out with the businesses?
You know, as a matter of fact, they don't. They all work somewhere. They don't want nothing to do. They seen the stress that I have, that, and they all just do something else, man.
I think I met maybe two of them. Joe Lopez, when you brought Joe Lopez, I don't know if maybe I don't know. I thought they were your kids. They were there letting the people in the VIP area.
Yeah, no, those were just workers.
No,
they probably you know, they probably just go and sit down and enjoy the concert, but they won't go work, man. They just see that the stress that it puts on me, and they're like, Dad, we don't want that stress. Like, we'd just rather work and be cool. So
Rudy, I've been saving a picture, man. And this is what I want to touch on before we hang up the headphones tonight. You know, we've talked about what drives you. We've talked about, you know, where you come from, why you are the way you are, right? I mean, you literally came from rags to riches, you know what I mean, and went back to rags, and then
back. I mean, little by little,
you're getting back to where you were,
man. I mean, we now have, you know, and real quick, just to touch the subject, but like now at Mission Del Lago there, I was fortunate enough to buy a house. It was a foreclosed from somebody else, where I got a great opportunity, bought a house, and it's paid for, you know, $335,000 home paid for. Now I own my trucks again, my Range Rovers. Now I have the boats and the cars and the buses, the Prevos.
Well, don't forget about when you take the boat out, bro. I like to go on.
I have everything, dude, and I don't take advantage. We don't ever go right. The boat. Oh my God, we look like. When you go out there, we look like we just came out of a magazine. Pinche boat and tanto fishing rods y todo. And we got the what do you call it? The lures that run on the side. It's called, I don't know how to install those things that drop down and you take them with you. Anyway, supposedly we're going to catch fish. Hombre, we don't catch nothing. We don't even catch a coaching out there. I mean, we look professional, but we suck, man. Like, we just go out to just, and then I have this nice system on this fishing boat. I have a Mako, right? Mako boat. And I put all these speakers and lights, and they're like, what the hell are you putting in the system if you're supposed to be quiet when you're fishing out there, but I'm like, but it looks cool, I'm not a fisherman, man. I'm not a golfer, and I live on a golf course, and I have a golf cart and golf clubs and everything, and I'm not a fisher. I drive a Ford F450, man, a big old King Ranch truck, and I don't have a ranch, like, it's like, I don't
that's
know,
a trocona
man.
right
That's
there.
a trocona, man. I just but it is what it is, man.
So I kind of wanted to save this towards the end of talking to you, and because of what today is, it's just it's perfect. Like, it's perfect. What we saw the new elected president and vice president today, the inauguration and stuff, and I've said so much that you have helped with the community. You've helped the community, help the community, and you're always serving, bro. Mm-hmm. In all aspects of life, you're serving. You're helping people, and when I didn't even know this. When you sent me, I was like, "Hey, Rudy, send me some pics, bro." And he sent me this pic, and I'll go ahead and put it on now. It blew my mind. I said, "Wow!"
But wait, there's more.
No, just a picture though. I mean, to know that you're running for city council, right? And we're not talking a small town. We're talking a big city, right? The seventh or eighth largest city in America. Here's a man who gets up, who already doesn't have any time, right? Now you're gonna go and you're gonna throw this onto your plate, bro. This is not like, this is being a city council member for a city is not like, whatever. I mean, this is serious stuff. So, what drove you to do that, man?
What did I smoke, right? What am I
thinking?
Bro,
What?
I just, again, I'm running for city council, and people call me, what, that, and you are local, right? And I'm like, let me tell you why I'm running, and this is going to impact a lot of people that can relate to the situation too. Obviously COVID in 20 here in 2020, man, it hit so hard. My businesses, although they were doing great, they were doing super and great, and we're doing our job, or my business is to gather people, entertainment. My job was, or my services that I provide are to pack houses pack over occupied buildings and pack them like sardines and sell them, and that's my job. And when 2020 hit, bro, I mean, it shut us down completely. And here we go, right on the verge of stabilizing ourselves up there, man. Here we are getting shut down. I had just gotten the expo hall. I had just done a full remodel at Far West. I had done so many things, thinking it's gonna continue great. Who would ever expected this pandemic? And when 2020, we were in the middle of construction at the Southside Expo Hall during March and April, getting ready for Fanfare. I wanted to do a huge thing for Fiesta and Fanfare, man. And lo and behold, they shut us down. And I was like, it's okay. It's just a little flu coming in. Don't worry about it. Let's keep the construction going. Let's keep it going, because as soon as it's done, man,
you're ready to go.
Todos se van a venir, not knowing the impact, man. And here comes March, and here comes April, and here comes May, and June, and July, and June, I got COVID. Me and my wife, we both got COVID, and thank God that it wasn't serious. I got body aches, and I started real high fevers and stuff, but I never wanted to go to the hospital. I never wanted to go, man, because I knew that once going in, you don't come out no more. And so I survived it there at the house, me and my wife, and we passed it in June. And but now this stuff was already to a toll. Like, oh my God! So all our businesses shut down, and rents, still paying rents every month. So here I am tapping into every savings that I had here and here and here and here, and paying rents and continuing and not wanting to fire, not laying nobody off.
Rudy, nobody helps you out. No, I mean, the people don't say, hey, man, we know COVID right now. We know this is your business. Like, hey, we're going to cut you a break.
Well, my rents are big, Dad. My rents are not like $1,000. So during these months, I'm fortunate. A few here and there might have helped me a little bit and had a little bit of compassion because they also live on that. They live on those rents. And I understand that as a businessman. I understand that. So here, all these quinceañeras that I have 2-3 years ahead of time scheduled. So we're living off of these payments, bro. We're living off of these payments. No payments, no events, no sale, no alcohol, completely shut down, bro, for 8 months complete. I mean, again, we were lost, and I saw families, bro, losing houses and cars and jobs and getting laid off and getting unemployment and this and that. And I was like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Small businesses coming to me and asking me, hey, how are you doing it? I mean, we can't survive. How are you doing it? Help us. And bro, I gotta help myself right now. I don't even know how to help myself. I'm gonna help you. And and I'm back and forth. So I reached out to elected officials, man, to my city councilwoman, to other elected officials. I said, hey, where's the city in this, man? Where's the programs? Where's the money allocated for this and for small businesses? And doors were shut down again last year, man. And people kept coming to me asking me questions, and I didn't have the answer, Bumper. I didn't have the answer. And financially, again, businesses closed. My finances are going down. I see people dying around me, business closing, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? Lord, what do I do at this position? Do I go down with them too? What do I do? Do I just act like a victim and just kind of hide under the table and pretend like nobody see me? And God says, no, stand up. And being able to stand up, and you don't know that, go find the answer. Go serve, man. I put you out there to serve. And I could have easily just given up again. I could have just given up and say, why not? Everything's shut down. I could easily file bankrupt, man. And right now is the perfect time to file bankrupt. It will go away smoothly because there's an excuse because of the pandemic. Right? And I said, no, man, I can't do that. And I said, I've worked too hard to get where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go find these answers for these people, man. And I couldn't because everything shut down, obviously. But I wanted to make a difference in the community, so I couldn't help them with resources of funding. But what I did was I started looking into food programs. I started looking into other people that there was some government food boxes programs that were out there. But why weren't they coming here with us? Why weren't they coming to the Southside? Southside has been under-delivered, over-promised, and we've been neglected for so many years. And I said, you know what? Where is our city? It's her last year. She's already turned out. It's her last year already. She should go out like Trump right now. She should go out with a bang. She should come in here helping and giving away and doing all kinds of, because it's her last year. Go out with a great, memory.
Right.
And she didn't. She was one of those that decided to back away and hide under the table and just say, I'm going to ride the COVID. I'm going to ride the pandemic. And I'll just nicely walk out through the back door, just like Trump did today. We flew out through the back, and that's what she did. And I said, wait a minute. You need to be here for these people. We need you. If we need you, it's right now that we need you.
Yeah.
So she didn't answer phone calls. She didn't return emails, nothing. So luckily, I got in touch with another program through our good friend, Bexar County Clerk Lucy Adame. She reached out to me. She had this pastor that had all these 18-wheelers of food boxes coming to his place, but he had nowhere to give them. He didn't have the contacts in the community to give them away. So she called Lucy. Lucy called me, and she says, Pastor Martin, I know the perfect man that can help you, man. He's in the South Side. This guy knows people. If you need to know people, this guy knows. But Pastor Martin came to me, looked at my facility, and says, bro, but I've got 18-wheelers, man, like a lot of food. There's 1,152 boxes in this trailer. And when we give them away, we take like 6 to 8 hours, maybe a whole day before we get. Do you think you have the capacity to be able to give these trailers away, right? And I said, Pastor, you bring it, man. Bring it. I know the people that need the help right now. And the communities need the help. Right now is when we need to help these people. So we started in like September, no, earlier in September, August sometime there. Well, actually in April, we first started at Pica Pica Plaza through private donors and investors. We were able to give 2,000 families $100 HEB gift cards, right? For the families, free to the community. Then when these trailers started coming in August, September, we started giving away. This trailer shows up in my place, man, and I just go live, boom. So you know what? You need help? Come get it right now. We're going to give you these food boxes here. And they had good stuff, boarding, milk and eggs and cheese and poultry. I mean, real good stuff, $50, $60 per box, and real good, fresh, coming out of refrigerated trailers, bro. So this trailer shows up, and I go live, and we take, like, the first truck, we took, like, less than 2 hours to give it away. And the pastor was like,
so what usually would take 6-8 hours, you did it in 2 hours.
2 hours, man. And even Lucy and all them were there, and they're like, man, I can't believe, man, the line doesn't stop and doesn't stop. And we didn't do no advertising. We just...
You just went live. Just
as soon as we did, we just, and, you know, and because the help was, it was required. The help, the people were hungry, bro. They were suffering, man. And and I gave one trailer, and the pastor like, I have another one on Wednesday. Bring it. I got two. Bring them. And we kept giving them. And so throughout these last months, bro, we were able to give over 75 trailers of 1,152 boxes. Over 100,000 boxes of food we have given to families, and free. People call us right away and they get to the line and they're like, well, how do I register? What do you need? What's required? Nothing, bro. You know what's required of you? If you have a need, let us bless you. Come in here, grab a box, and if you can bless somebody else, take another box and bless somebody else, man. And we've given those food boxes through all these past months here, man, through December. And I just got tired of the community. I said, you know what? Somebody's gonna voice for this community. And if it's not her that she's moving out, there's an opportunity. I've served the community enough. I've through toy drives, through events, through celebrations, through giving away free quinceañeras for Maribel, for the Princess of San Antonio when she was in her dying wish, wanted a sweet 16. I made it all for her for free, man. I mean, stuff. I've done so much stuff without the media recognition, without getting an award for. I wasn't looking for praise, man. As long as God has continued to bless me and keep me alive and keep me healthy, I was good with that. That was my pay. And I've always given without expecting anything in return. So through all this time, man, I've given all these boxes, and these guys come to me and tell me, hey, this position's open, man. If you want to help the community, this is a position for you. And I told these guys, what? You're crazy. I'm not a politician, man. I mean, me van a correr del city council, I mean, I'm not going to do that.
The only thing people tell me before, like, hey, dude, why don't you? I said, you know what, bro? Not that I have them, but I think when I think of a politician, it's like, bro, you got to put everything out there. You can't have no skeletons in the closet, because somebody's going to find it if they don't like you, and they're going to try to use it against you.
You're living in a see-through glass house.
Right, you're living in a glass house.
And these guys told me that, man, and they're like, but and I told them, and I told them too, and they're here, and I told them, but do you guys believe in me? Do you guys think that we can do it? And they said, man, if we wouldn't believe in you, we wouldn't tell you, we wouldn't be behind you. And man, we said, but let's do it, And so now we're running for city council, man, District 3 there to support the Southside, be an advocate for the Southside, make a change.
Where does District 3, like, what is its boundaries?
Through South Zamora, 35, right by South Park Mall, 35. Okay. I got to take a quick break. 35, can we go right back? So 35, South Zamora to 90. It goes down 90 to Roland, all the way down Rigsby, all the way out to China Grove.
That's huge, bro.
All the way back to 1604, Shady Oak, 1604, back south and back to South Zamora. You're talking about one of the largest districts in San Antonio and the poorest district. We have 175,000 residents in our area, bro.
Wow.
And almost 100,000 registered voters. And for the last 10, 15 years, bro, in track record, only 8% have gone out to vote. Only 8,000 out of 100,000 voters have gone out to vote. So this year, We're going to reach the media. We're going to reach through social media. We're going to reach a younger audience. We're going to go out. I'm very community connected, and I tell all my opponents and everybody, I'm not politically connected, but I am community connected. And I'm going to walk those streets because I'm not afraid to walk. I'm not afraid to talk to people. I'm not afraid of go out and create rallies and create entertainment so the voters can come out and educate them and hear them out. More important is to hear them out because their voices have been shut down for many years, bro. And this year, it's time to put a change in the south side of San Antonio. And before, people used to be proud to live in the South Side. And then for a while, they got embarrassed to live in the South Side. So now we're going to fix the infrastructure. We're going to fix the booming business. We're going to create more economic development. We're going to bring housing to the South Side. And together, we're going to put that pride back in the South Side. And together, we're going to make a difference, man. And this 2021, I believe that I am not only anointed by God, but I'm going to be appointed by God to be into that position, man.
You say it, bro. You say it, it'll happen. I forgot how they say it, and speak it into existence.
Oh, yeah.
Rudy, with that being said, bro, you can, whatever you need from me, like if I need to walk the streets with you and hand out flyers, bro, I'm on your team, bro.
Thank you, bro.
I'm definitely on your team because I've seen it with my own eyes, what you've done. But here's what I want people to get. He don't have to do that shit. No. He don't have to do that. He could sit back, relax, and watch Maury Povich all day if he wants to. You know what I mean? The checks are coming in. Yeah. He doesn't have to do that. That's what sets you apart from other people, man. So from me, from my family, I wish you nothing but the best when it comes to the election this year. Do you already know you're going to run against somebody?
Oh yeah, man. We've got some tough components. We got the current city councilwoman Rebecca Villarreal. She is putting her sister in there to run as a family legacy, and then I'm going up up against one of the Urestes, Thomas Ureste, one of the Urestes.
But that's good and bad.
No, yeah, it's good and bad. Yeah, believe me, both of them are good and bad.
I've only lived here 10 years, but that's good and bad.
Yeah, but they have reached out to me, man, already, and they're timid of because they've talked to people and they're like, "You're running against Rudy." No, but Rudy knows everybody and this and that. And
you know what you got, bro? I'm gonna be honest with you. Your humbleness. To be able to, because sometimes people who are in politics or they don't have I'm not going to come up to you and say, "Hey, Rudy, my street's all messed up, bro. They keep speeding. You know what I mean?" They're not going to come to you with issues because they feel that you're afraid. They're afraid, right?
Yeah.
So you have that going for you. The other thing is that you're a master of this. Mm-hmm. You're a master. You're already in here. And I'm not knocking age, but sometimes people are older. They might have people who know, that are working for them that know that they got to do this. But when you know it and what it takes, I mean, this right here, I mean, dude, what we're doing here, you needed a TV station 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? To sit here and reach hundreds, thousands of people. So again, I'm gonna put this on here because I want people to look at it. There he is, man, and Rudy.
Man, I'm so proud of myself. I mean, I don't know. Like I told these guys, it doesn't matter if I'm gonna win, if I win or I don't win. That's not gonna change who I am. Regardless, at least. But we are gonna have we're gonna give them a run for their money, man. We definitely are.
I want that T-shirt. If that's a T-shirt, I want that T-shirt right there.
We made that for the Loteria card. We're gonna we're gonna do that, and we just. Again, when people ask me all the time, why are you going to run and why, you're not as educated as so-and-so, you're going to run. I say, you know what? You're right. I don't have the bachelor's. I don't have the master's. I don't have the doctorate. I don't have the 20 years of extra education that you have. But what I have that you don't have and that you don't know about me is that for 45 years of trials and tribulations, I have lost it. I have won it. I have survived it. I have lived it, and I've overcame it. And because I am from the community, I'm ground rooted from the community. And so I know I hurt with the community. I invest, I live, I work, and I play. My 410, my 1604 is Zarzamora, military, Roosevelt, back this way. That's my 1604. I do everything within that area. That's what I'm saying. When I come out of here, it's like we packed the lunch because I thought I was going out of town, man. This is far for me. But that's my core of the South Side, man. And again, I'm not going to do it by myself. If you guys want change and you guys want to be heard, then you need to make the difference, because I'm not going to win by myself. And they might say, yeah, Rudy, you know, I've talked to some attorneys, they're like, Rudy, we're definitely think that you're going to win the popular vote, but, you know, these people also know these people. I said, you know what, it's okay, you know. If it's meant for me to be in there, the people are going to come out. The people are going to come out and vote. If it's not, then pues later next year, the next time that they tell me, hey, pues no ganaste, pues no gané porque no fuiste a votar, mijo, y no puedes entrar al baile, vámonos para afuera. You know? and if I don't win, the beer's going up to $10 a beer. I'm just telling you right now. No, but in all sincerity, that I just want to thank you once again, man. I know we've taken a lot more time than we wanted to, man. We apologize, but you know, and there's so much more we could have talked about. But you know what? Just put emphasis on that, and I appreciate you, man, and I appreciate all the people out there have always supported me. There's so many people that know me from different businesses, you know, and I thank you guys for that. Every penny that you have spent at Far West, every dollar you spent at Pica and Far West, everywhere that you spent, I want to thank you guys for that, and continued success for you, Mr. Bumper, and your family. Blessings on your family, and 2021. You know, I'm gonna claim victory for myself and for you and for your family, for your businesses, and I know that it's gonna be a better year, man. It's gonna be a better year, and we're gonna get back to getting the ball rolling and getting back and you know, San Antonio,
we're ready, bro.
We're ready get back and attack the world, man, again.
Before you can go, because I almost forgot. Mm-hmm. I got 2 questions for you. Okay. All right. One of them is I ask every one of my guests, no matter what they do. And the other one just came to me because it's something really important to me and my wife. Mm-hmm. On the South Side, what taco truck is the best on the South Side? And I'm gonna give you mine first.
Okay.
And you, right? Because every time I would leave Far West.
No. You go to stop at El Toribio.
Tacos Toribio, bro. Because, and look, I've taken people from Califas, from Florida, all over the place, right? If I take them to Tacos Toribio, and if you don't know what Tacos Toribio are, it's on military. They're always on military. Sometimes on the right, sometimes on the left.
It depends.
They're the chrome bus with the priest in the back.
Yeah. Big old picture.
Big old picture of a priest in the back. Yeah. So, to me, those are the best tacos.
Yeah, they are. Tacos de Campechana. I eat Campechana there and real good. And also another favorite trader that here recently we brought up is a birria taco. It's called Erica's Birria Taco. And she now set up a military. She was at her house, and I sold her a trailer, and now she's on military, and her food is awesome too. So
what is it called?
Erica's Birria.
Erica's Birria Tacos.
So when I want birria, I go there. When I want acá campechana, asada, and poquito pastor, I go to Toribio, man. Those are the places on military, and we're gonna do that for the campaign. We're gonna have the Taco Tuesday. We're gonna go out there, and we're gonna rally around these food trucks and support them too, man. That's raza, man. That's a small business. We're gonna help them out. We're gonna meet at restaurants. We're gonna do coffees at people's houses. We're gonna come out and be.
You gonna come back on Bumper's Wacky Wednesday and do another?
The next time I come here with you, dude, I'm already gonna be a city councilman. That's what.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We're not. It's not if we win. When we win, we're gonna come
so
back.
Here's your city council question, right? But this question I asked to every one of my viewers.
Take a note.
If you were gonna speak to somebody from the ages of 15 to 25 years old, I said, Rudy, I'm bringing you into this classroom, and there's people from college all the way to freshmen in high school. In the world that we live in today, everything that's going on in the world, you take it for what it's worth. What would you tell them? What would be your message in life to them, about life to them?
You know, you said between 15 and 25. You know, our suicide rate is at its highest point right now, and during those age group. And I tell you why, because a lot of teenagers and young adults, they fall in love. And I tell them, you look at the love, but you cannot love somebody if you don't love yourself first. So I tell you, learn to love yourself first. Become somebody, fall in love with something, and then you can love somebody else. Because if you do it backwards, that's what's happening today, is that people I can't come in here and tell you, be a good luck and be a doctor and go to school and stay in school and this and that. You know what? Today, there is so many programs and through the computer and so much technology that you can get any doctor and anything that you want to do, you can master it right now. But before you do anything, you have to love yourself and love God first. Because when you learn to do that, then the limits are unreachable. I mean, I'm sorry, not unreachable, but the sky's the limit for you, right? Per se, because in today's rate, and I've seen this so much, back then, suicide wasn't out. Now it's a problem, and it's a problem amongst our young teenagers becoming parents. When we were young parents, we were like cool parents, and we had our kids or whatever, but now kids are taking it for granted and thinking that it's that it's just, we lived in a, oh my God, I don't even want to use the word, but we live in a fucked up society, and because our parents are giving up on our kids, man, and so I tell you, don't give up on yourself. Love yourself. If you think that you're going through problems, or you think that you're not good enough, or you think that you're not going to accomplish school or become somebody of yourself, then look around you. Take a time and look around you, because there's a lot of people with bigger problems around you that you just don't even imagine. So you don't know, that person right next to you might be at a breaking point, but if you can just turn to your neighbor or turn to your student peer or your classmate, and every once in a while be kind to them or ask them how they're doing, you might just be able to save that guy's life, man. So I tell you, love yourself before you love somebody else, and you're going to be successful, man, at whatever you do. That's it, man.
Bro, that's up there with the top answers right there, for sure. So next week, before I let Rudy get off here, next week here in the Wacky Wednesday studio, I'm gonna have Isaías Ramirez, who's the lead singer of Grupo Macizo. So if you're big Tejano fans, you might want to tune in next week. He'll be here live in color, just him. We're gonna have a great one-on-one conversation and talk about being the baby of a big musical family. So tune in next week. We'll have again Isaías Ramirez from the Grupo Macizo. Mm-hmm. If those of you are tuning in for the first time tonight, I appreciate it. I know Rudy brought in a lot of people that don't usually watch, so I'll go ahead and take advantage of that. This show it's on Facebook Live, but I have a YouTube channel right there. You can just type in Bumper Gomez on YouTube, and please like, subscribe, and share. You'll find all kinds of interviews with different people. Go through and pick the one you want. And they're great interviews. So if you've never looked it up, again, look me up, Bumper Gomez on YouTube. I would be greatly appreciated. So with that being said, I want to thank Rudy for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
It's cool.
It's been great. It's been great. So let me kill it. Y'all have a good week, and I'll see y'all next Wednesday.